biopsy results came back, and it's cancer. And it was like the air came out of the room.
He came into, I was in recovery room, 15-minute biopsy. And he walked in, the EMT walked in and said, "You have stage 2 cancer," and he walked out. And it was like somebody smacked me in the head with a bat.
It's strange because I had no symptoms. I had a lump, on my right side.
My voice was raspy, hoarse, and I thought it was just from the pollen from springtime.
When I went to my doctor, he examined him. He said it was probably a bile duct that was blocked. So they told me to go home and gargle with lemon.
All of us are afraid of cancer and are afraid of death that comes with that word cancer. But cancer treatment can be incredibly hard and life-altering.
There are no two operations in head and neck which are the same. Every patient presents with a different problem.
Well, it's a specialized type of treatment, so it's something that it's not as common as breast cancer or prostate cancer or lung cancer. And the treatments may work differently depending upon the disease type or location.
2010, I performed at my best friend's wedding, and that was around when I noticed that something was affecting my singing. I could tell that something was on my tongue, like a small area, like a raised area.
If I went out to play ball, I played to win. If I went out to drink, I got drunk. If I had 3 packs of cigarettes, I'd buy the 4th one.
So to have this diagnosis with such a stigma attached to it, to the heavy tobacco users and alcohol users, was such a knock for me.
Well, they were talking about chemo and radiation and what would happen with the dryness of my mouth.
Not being able to swallow and eat normal meals is the biggest problem that I try to avoid in patients getting head and neck cancer treatment.
I had to be educated. So my wife's a nurse, so she was a lot of help in that area.
When you're faced with this, it's almost like your survival instincts kick in.
The impact of what we do in the operating room on the patient in terms of his function, his appearance, his aesthetics, the clarity of his speech, the ability to swallow, all of that depends on what we do.
Being diagnosed today is much different than it was being diagnosed in 2011, just because there's so many more advances.
I've been fortunate to have lived through essentially the past half century to see the evolving changes in the surgical armamentarium for head and neck cancer.
People have a lot of success with overcoming cancer now.
It was very important for me to, have a conversation with somebody, just go back to what I like to do.
So I got in my truck and I drove to the Staten Island Mall. I was afraid everyone's going to look at me like I was a monster. Well, I drove to the Staten Island Mall and I bought myself a pair of sneakers. And nobody looked at me like I was a monster.
I don't know what caused this, but if I could have stopped it, if I could go back, I still wish it would have never happened.
You can cope with it. It's just something that is.
The focus now has shifted only from cancer cure to cancer cure, yes, first priority, but second priority, equally important, is quality of life.
I can only speak for myself. It's not as bad as people think that it is.